What are housing prices doing? It seems to be the question on everybody's mind. Whether you're actually in the market looking to buy or sell, or whether you're not, real estate is an extremely hot button topic. It's going to be the focus of the next election. You can almost guarantee that. Housing affordability, solving that crisis. But again, everybody just wants to know what is going on with prices. Today, I want to try and answer that question for you from the Durham Region perspective. So this is not going to be the usual video where I run through my stats, my weekly or monthly updates for you. Have all those ready though, so if you do want them, please just comment below and I'm happy to send them your way. Reach out. All that information is down below in the video. What I want to do today is look at 3 buckets, we'll call them, of what I am going to be monitoring going forward that is going to have an impact on housing affordability, like I said, specifically in Durham Region. Next, before we get into it, leave a comment below. Where do you see the market going in Durham Region? Again, your opinion may change as we get into this video, so just let me know. So the 3 buckets that I want to talk to you about today. The first one we'll call inflation / affordability / interest rates, because those are all going to be tied in together. The second one that we're going to want to look at is inventory. And we will wrap up with broader GTA prices and how that is going to affect prices in Durham Region. Start with that first bucket, like we said, inflation / interest rates / affordability. It's very timely that we're talking about this today. Just earlier on this morning, I'm recording this on September the 13th. They came out with the new inflation print down in the States. The August numbers came in and inflation came in higher than expected. Now, this isn't really great news for a number of reasons. First off, it just means things are getting more expensive in the United States. Probably would have even been a higher reading had gasoline prices not come down so much. But what does that mean for us up here north of the border in Canada? Simply put, as inflation raises, as the Fed increases their interest rates to combat inflation, the Bank of Canada and our buddy Tiff Macklem really don't have much of a choice but to increase interest rates. Now, they've already raised rates 5 consecutive times, the most recently coming on September 7th with a 75 basis point hike. Now, as those interest rates climb in the States, they'll continue to climb in Canada, and it will deteriorate affordability even more. This is a great chart right here, just kind of outlining where exactly we're at in Q2 in terms of housing affordability. Prices coming down, but interest rates going up, and look at what it has done to affordability. The second bucket I want to focus on is inventory. So this is the number of homes on the market. How long would it take to kind of sell out of these homes? Earlier in the year across Durham Region, our months of inventory was as low as a couple weeks. There weren't a ton of listings out there. There were a ton of buyers trying to capitalize on low rates. So low inventory with a lot of competition meant record high prices that we'd never seen before. And who knows when we'll see those prices again. As interest rates started to rise, it kind of took sellers longer to adjust their expectations than it took buyers to take a pause, if that makes any sense. We started to see active listings climb in Durham Region, but the number of sales that were occurring slowed down at a faster clip. So at around the end of July, we ended up with around 2.36, 2.4 months of inventory, meaning if you didn't introduce any new listings to the market, that is how long it would take to sell out of all the inventory. As we stand today, that months of inventory number right across Durham Region is at 1.89. So the lower that number comes down, theoretically, prices should hold steadier as that number comes down, assuming that there's still some competition for those listings. If you want a current months of inventory update for any housing type across Durham Region, heck, across the GTA even, reach out below and I'm happy to put something together for you. So all that being said, we're just going to keep our eyes on that months of inventory. We will see what are active listings doing, how are they trending, and how are sales trending. What I'd expect now in September, if history teaches us anything, is that we will see active listings start to climb. Usually that is when people start to list their homes. You see a flurry anywhere between kind of the middle of September to around Thanksgiving weekend. So a good month of time. Theoretically, as months of inventory goes down, prices should creep up or hold steady. But if we start to see that number really explode in terms of months of inventory, expect to see more price drops coming. As a side note to this inventory piece, and it's not quite to do with inventory, but it's actually activity in terms of buyer activity, showings per new listing and offers per new listing, which I update everybody on weekly. We did see those really spike in August, a lot more showings, a lot more offers. Whitby, Ajax, and Oshawa at least. Pickering kind of held steady, but we're not seeing the uptick quite yet in September. So I'll keep you posted as the weeks go on in terms of that's a bit of an indicator for buyer sentiment, buyer interest. The more showings and more offers we get, we could expect to see prices at least hold steady, maybe a little bit of an uptick. And then that last bucket I wanted to talk to you about were prices in the GTA. So why do prices elsewhere matter to Durham region? Durham has always been looked at as kind of the entry market in the GTA. You still have great proximity to Toronto. You still have relatively easy access. Let's face it, it's not easy to get into the city really from anywhere unless you live right next door to work. But to get to the downtown core, you still have GO train access. You still have the 401 that takes you into the city. Durham region has always kind of been that price floor, let's call it, for the GTA. That's all proven by our August numbers. So median prices in the city of Toronto and York region, when you're looking at the freehold properties at least, and then York region as a whole, they're both over $1 million. You could get into a Toronto condo. The median price point was just under $700,000. In Peel region, the median price point was just under $1 million at $975,000 across all property types. And then Durham region was $850,000. So I think that looking at price points elsewhere for people looking to still move to the suburbs, looking to upsize, first-time homebuyers even looking to get into the market that want to kind of skip the downtown condo, that's not the lifestyle for them. I still feel like Durham region is the place in the GTA where things are quote-unquote affordable. And I do believe that that will hold that price floor. So based on what prices are doing elsewhere, I think we could see the top of the market correct a little quicker than those entry price points in Durham region going forward. Those are the 3 buckets that I will be keeping my eye on, keeping you up to date on as we go forward now. Let me know what you thought of this style of video. Do you miss the charts? Do you want to see some graphs back next week? Maybe we do those monthly. I want to bring you the content that you want to make you as informed as possible in making your decision on Durham region real estate. Enjoy the rest of your week. Reach out with any questions. And until we speak again next time, stay safe and cheers.